Are you feeling completely alone in your marriage, even though you're sleeping next to your spouse every night? You're not alone, and there is a way forward. Hi, I'm Michael Flynn, and welcome to Relationship Reset Academy. With over 10 years of experience as a relationship counselor, I've helped countless couples overcome loneliness and reconnect on a deeper level. In today's video, we're going to uncover why loneliness can creep into a marriage and, more importantly, the actionable steps you can take to break free from this cycle of isolation. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have practical tools to start feeling heard, seen, and valued in your marriage again, even if it feels impossible right now. If you're ready to rebuild intimacy and connection, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos that could transform your relationship. Alright, so let's get to it. You're married, but you feel like you're living alone. You're surrounded by your partner, yet you feel isolated, ignored, or just, well, lonely. It's tough, right? But before you start thinking this is the end of your relationship, let's explore what's going on and, more importantly, what you can do about it. 1. Acknowledge it's not just about being physically alone. Loneliness in a marriage is tricky because it's not just about the physical distance between you and your spouse. You can live in the same house, sleep in the same bed, and eat at the same table but still feel like strangers. That's because loneliness is more about emotional disconnection than physical separation. It's about feeling like your partner doesn't see you, hear you, or truly get you anymore. Sound familiar? Let's unpack this. When emotional intimacy starts to fade, it's easy to feel like you're just roommates coexisting under one roof. Maybe you've stopped sharing your thoughts, hopes, or even the little details of your day. Or maybe it feels like when you do try to connect, your partner isn't fully present. They're scrolling on their phone, focused on work, or just giving you a quick, half-hearted response. That kind of disconnection hurts, doesn't it? It makes you question if they even care anymore. But here's the thing. This kind of emotional drift is more common than you might think, and it doesn't mean your marriage is doomed. What it does mean is that there's a gap between you, and that gap can absolutely be closed. The first step is recognizing it for what it is, a signal, not a sentence. Emotional disconnection isn't permanent unless both of you choose to leave it that way. And here's where I really want to encourage you. This is something you can work on, starting right now. Emotional intimacy is like a muscle. It gets weaker when you stop using it, but it can be strengthened again with consistent effort. 2. Take responsibility for your feelings. This one might sting a bit, but it's important. Your loneliness, as tough as it feels, is ultimately your responsibility to address. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's your fault, and I'm definitely not letting your partner off the hook here. What I'm saying is that waiting around for your spouse to fix things isn't going to solve the problem. You have to take the lead in shifting the dynamic. Think of it this way. Loneliness isn't just about what's happening around you. It's also about what's happening within you. It's about how you interpret your partner's actions, or lack thereof, how you react to the emotional distance, and what you're doing to bridge that gap. If you've been sitting in silence, feeling frustrated, or hoping they'll magically figure out what's wrong, it's time to change the script. Start by taking a hard look at your own patterns. Are you withdrawing emotionally because you feel hurt or rejected? Are you avoiding meaningful conversations because you're afraid of conflict? These reactions are natural, but they can also keep the cycle of loneliness going. The key is to shift your focus from what your partner isn't doing to what you can do differently. For example, instead of waiting for your spouse to initiate connection, try being the one to take the first step. It could be something as simple as sitting down with them at the end of the day and saying, "Hey, I miss talking to you. How was your day?" That small act of vulnerability can open the door to deeper conversations. And here's an important point. When you take responsibility for your feelings, you're not just helping yourself, you're also setting the tone for your relationship. Your energy, your attitude, and your actions can inspire your partner to meet you halfway. It's not about controlling them, it's about creating an environment where connection can thrive. 3. Start conversations that matter. Let's talk about communication. You've probably heard a million times that communication is the foundation of any good relationship, but here's the catch: not all conversations are created equal. If you're stuck in a loop of shallow, surface-level chats about schedules, errands, or what's for dinner, it's no wonder you're feeling lonely. Real connection comes from deeper, more meaningful conversations, the kind that make you feel seen, heard, and valued. So how do you start conversations that actually matter? First, you have to break out of autopilot mode. Instead of saying, "How was your day?" and getting the same old "fine" in response, ask something that invites more thought and emotion. For example, try, "What was the best part of your day?" Or, "What's something you've been thinking about lately but haven't had the chance to share?" These kinds of questions open the door for deeper dialogue. But starting meaningful conversations isn't just about asking the right questions, it's about listening, too. And I mean really listening. Put down your phone, turn off the TV, and give your partner your full attention. When they speak, don't interrupt or start planning your response in your head. Just listen. Sometimes, simply being fully present is enough to make your partner feel loved and understood. Now, if you're feeling nervous about diving into these kinds of conversations, that's totally normal. Vulnerability can feel scary, especially if you've been emotionally distant for a while. But remember, vulnerability is the bridge to intimacy. The more open and honest you are, the more likely your partner is to respond in kind. If you're unsure how to approach these conversations, don't worry, you're not alone. Visit romancedictionary.com/marriage for simple, proven strategies to spark meaningful dialogue and create deeper intimacy with your partner. The link is in the pop-up here and in the description below. 4. Create new rituals of connection. Here's a truth bomb for you: connection doesn't just happen. It's built, nurtured, and maintained over time. And one of the most effective ways to do that is by creating rituals of connection, little moments or routines that bring you closer together on a consistent basis. These rituals don't have to be elaborate or time-consuming, they just have to be intentional. Think about your daily routine. How often do you and your partner go through the motions without really engaging with each other? Maybe you eat dinner while scrolling through your phones, or you pass each other in the hallway with nothing more than a quick "Hey." These habits might be efficient, but they're not exactly relationship building. Now imagine replacing those autopilot moments with small rituals that foster connection. For example, you could start each day with a simple, "Good morning" hug that lasts just a little longer than usual. Or you could end the day by spending 5 minutes talking about something positive that happened. These small gestures might seem insignificant, but they create a foundation of closeness and warmth over time. Another great ritual? Shared activities. Whether it's cooking together, taking a walk around the neighborhood, or even just watching a favorite TV show, doing something side by side can remind you of what it feels like to be a team. The key is to make these activities consistent so they become part of your relationship's rhythm. Loneliness in marriage doesn't mean the end. It's a signal that something's off, but it's also an opportunity for growth. It's a chance for both of you to lean in and reestablish the connection you both deserve. The steps we talked about today can be incredibly powerful, but remember, it's up to you to take that first step. If you're ready to break the cycle of loneliness and make your marriage feel alive again, visit www.romancedictionary.com/marriage. You'll find resources to help you reignite that spark and build a stronger, more connected relationship. The link is in the pop-up here and in the description below. And hey, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what small step you're planning to take today to reconnect with your partner. Let's help each other out in the comments. Thanks for watching, and remember, it's never too late to reset your relationship. See you in the next video.